You are listening to In Artversation, a discussion program as part of Warin Lab Contemporary Podcast, a podcast that explores art and sustainability. I am Sukontip Nakasem and I'm your host. This is part 2 of the episode, How do NFTs shape the art world? I have been talking to seasoned contemporary art collector and a pioneer in NFT collecting, Tom Tandio, a tech-savvy Ponpan Suriyapat, and an NFT art collector and curator, Suvikapakornkul. Let's continue the conversation. NFT is also a collectible item. Do you think that will cannibalize the sales of physical artwork?
We all now look at how the audience of NFT, right? Almost like 95% of this audience, they are not the physical artwork collectors. They are all the young people, the new people, the young crypto rich, the young startup rich. These are all these people who are collecting this NFT, right? And I see that basically the art world will benefit from all this NFT influence because we get a lot of new young people starting to collect art in NFT. But all these people, they live in the physical world, right? So they all have an apartment, they have a house, and definitely it will influence them to buy something in the physical world. So in my opinion, it will not cannibalize the physical world, but in fact, it will reach out even bigger to the audience, to more people that art can do. And now, I mean, like video art or let's say some of our art, to reach out to the public is so difficult. But with this NFT, we will so much more easier for us to reach out to the public. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point because NFT can start from not a big ticket value. It can go very high, so young collector can start collecting, and then looking at the physical artwork as additional item that they might be interested in.
Exactly. For example, we are talking about, let's say, a big artist, right? An established artist. A lot of young people, they like the established artist, but they cannot buy the painting, right? It's too expensive for them. So if this established artist started to do an NFT, which is very affordable, and then these young people can start collecting. And then when they collect until a certain time, when they are more well-to-do because of their age and because of their job and because of their income, and then they will go into the real painting for sure.
Chen, how about you? What is your take on this?
It's hard to say. It may even enhance the physical market because if you buy it on purely art or aesthetic value, you buy the NFTs, without thinking about the financial aspect of it. You buy it because you like it, you love it, the aesthetics of it. You would never be pleased with being just digital. You probably want a physical piece too if you want to hang on the wall. So you end up, you print the NFT that you own, or you buy an actual piece from the artist.
The first step into art collecting.
Yes. I can see people come into the gallery and say, oh, I have this NFT, I have that from this artist. Oh, where's the physical piece I want to see?
Okay.
And they can buy it, or NFT can also be used as a ticket to, if you don't have the artist's NFT, you can't buy the physical piece. Oh. The artist has become more exclusive item. Like galleries, successful artists will choose their clients. Only clients who have NFTs will be able to buy the physical piece. If you don't own any NFTs of the artist, then you can't buy it. So it also can be used in that way.
Do you think NFT is a fad or will it become mainstream?
In America, at least, I think it's already become mainstream. Everyone in the mainstream media talked about it. People can have cryptocurrency wallet very easily. And we've seen the peak of it already. And now it's come down to more of a realistic level, but it just have to see where it's going. But remember, NFT has many applications in various industries. So it will not go away. Each industry will find a good use for it. Say the fashion industry is going quite far ahead of in terms of selling things, selling digital clothing, digital shoes, collaborative efforts between artists and fashion designer to sell these clothing so that you can dress up and go to parties in the metaverse. So that's one very clear example of fashion industry using NFTs.
You call that NFT art as well, or that is a separate category?
No, it's not. NFT itself is not art. It's also
Yeah.
not art itself. It's a technology that allows you to own a digital thing.
Right.
So with fashion, you can own a Gucci clothes as a digital Gucci clothes, and that's just fashion. Yeah, so that's just NFT fashion.
Chen makes it very clear that NFT itself is not art. It is a technology that allows individuals to own digital items, and he believes NFT is here to stay. Tom also echoes on that notion.
I'm a very strong believer of blockchain and this whole crypto world. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about contemporary art. Contemporary art, what we believe is we always support the minorities, the leftovers, right? Or the people who are being bullied, right? We always want to support small groups of people because they are not seen or they are not the mainstream. And if you know the crypto world is a world where they are not governed by the government, right? So they're all governed by themselves, the people, right? So this people power is something very important in the crypto world. Now, NFT is also the same, right? Because it's part of the crypto world. And we do not have government control this whole NFT, or there's no museum to control this NFT, right? So as it grows and grows, it will become more and more mainstream. More people will use, because NFT alone has a lot of benefits which we haven't had before. For example, things that's written in an NFT through the signed contract, right? It cannot be erased. Once it's in the blockchain, it cannot be erased. It will always be there, right? So there's a lot of authenticity can happen. A lot of things that we can use the benefit of this special tool, NFT, that we can use. NFT alone, not only that it's just a special tool, we have also heard nowadays, like I heard that there are countries that's going to issue the visa. Like when you go to America, you need a visa. You need Europe, you need a visa. And this visa could also be an NFT. And can you imagine if it's an NFT? That means you cannot fake an NFT. Now, our visa is stick on our passport, right? Yeah. In the future, it will not. It will be on our wallet. And when we show that NFT, they can track, oh, it's the right wallet. You are the owner of the wallet, and the NFT is real. So you can come into the country. So visa is one of them that it will happen. So all this country, I think they will start to use. I also heard of luxury bags. Luxury bags, those very big brands, when they use some exotic scheme, they have these bags. And these bags, they come with a certificate. Now, in the past, all these bags can be transacted from one hand to another hand with the certificate, right? In the future, it may be all through NFT. And if the certificates are all in NFT, you can basically track that this particular bag really come from a luxury brand. And because of that, you can know the authenticity of the particular bag.
It could easily become mainstream, right? Because it touch on a lot of sector in the society.
Let's say now you want to buy a car, and the car comes with a certificate. That certificate can be an NFT. And then, for example, once you have the NFT of the car, or the certificate of the car, that means that you can go to any workshop of your particular brand that you buy, and they will exactly know, oh, this car has serviced this in this workshop for how long, what is the problem. So you can trace everything in one NFT. So can you imagine the power of NFT? So I think that it's going to be a mainstream.
In general, how do you see NFT shape the art industry?
It's shaping the landscape in an interesting way. I think the art world sees NFT as a separate thing from the art right now. But in the future, art will have its digital twins, and NFTs will allow that. And that will change the fundamentals of art landscape and benefits of all the stakeholders. Any physical piece will have a digital twin. And the digital twin can also be another kind of value in itself. To uphold the value of it as art, it probably will have to be managed in a different way fundamentally.
NFT will expand the art world. It's the same when we have Netflix and when we have theater and cinema. We can watch movies on Netflix, but sometimes we would like to visit some theater and cinema as well because it gives you another experience. With Netflix, you have more convenience on accessing the content. With NFT, it's the same. It gives you more possibilities. It empowers the art to have more functions.
I think NFT has also a special capability that a lot of other mediums cannot do. So for example now, right? So let's say digital art, like what we have talked about. Let's say video art. We have collected video art and they used to be in USB. Now, because it's tokenized, now we can just get the NFT and it's going to be online and it's going to be in the blockchain, right? But NFT also have this thing called contract. So this contract is also capability or a tool that other mediums do not have. So for example, now, let's say there's an artist who wants to make 100 works of NFT, right? Do you know that actually the capability of NFT through the contract, they can burn themselves down? So for example, the artist make 100 artworks, right? 100 NFT. And then the artist say, okay, every year, 5 NFT will be burnt by itself. But you don't know which one, you don't know. So it's a computer programmed burn. So for example, 100 collectors get it, and then 5 people who collected it, suddenly it burned and then it's gone. And then for the next year, another 5 will be burned. And then next year, another 5 will burn. But it will burn until the last 5. So basically, it's 100 people getting into this game, right? Or this structure where eventually only 5 people own this work. 95 of them will be burned. So this is a kind of technology that can be done in NFT contracts.
So the artwork can be burned after it's been sold and it belongs to the collector. So
Yes.
the collector, even though he owned that piece of artwork, it could still be manipulated by the creator.
Yes, because of the contract. So there must be some program, which I don't know how, but yeah, so basically it can happen. So if this can happen, that means NFT can give a special medium, which other medium that we have now, they cannot give.
I see. This is just one example of it because
One example.
It could do a lot more. This example sounds quite extreme, right? If I bought something and one day it's gone, I would be very happy. Yeah.
But people are very happy because it's super fun. There's a certain excitement that you don't get, right?
I see.
Okay, maybe I'm extreme. Maybe I talk about burning. So let's talk about the opposite side. So for example, if you collect the NFT more than 1 year, a new NFT will be born.
Oh, it produces children.
It produces children, exactly. That could happen too.
Right. Okay. So I can see the creative side of it. I can see the thrill.
Yes. So can you imagine the thrill, and then the artist can do some concept or context about certain topics, and then using this technology to do this. So it's so exciting, isn't it?
It is. So it's a new world.
Yes. So basically, NFT offer a new thing to the art world, definitely.
You might have heard about you have NFT and you can also burn it. It is like NFT lottery, right? But you have to inform buyers beforehand about the campaign. There's a lot of gap to play with this smart contract or the rules that you can set. Besides the campaign, mostly we burn coins or we burned NFT when it became cheap. We burn it so the value of it can become higher.
We mean the creator, not consumer.
Yes.
So consumer is at the end of the stream, right?
But consumer can burn the work as well.
Okay.
Maybe you will see another phenomenon. For example, if your galleries launch 100 of some art editions, maybe there'll be a gang of this art. I don't know how to call it, like the mafia who would like to control the market. They may come and buy all of your work, and then they burn your work because you have 100 and they burn your work, and at the end only 5 remains and they rise up the price. This is something that could happen.
It's similar to the physical world that people do that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you have to be aware of that as well. A lot of things can happen.
In the most recent development, the World Wildlife Fund, or WWF, decided not to sell NFTs following backlash over climate impact because blockchain technology is extremely energy intensive. As this tool is such an innovation, Its information and its impact has not yet been fully grasped by the world at large. Creators and buyers can only see what happened on the screen. We don't see the complication of behind-the-scene technical requirements. I asked Ponpan about this controversy. We hear a lot about how NFT has impact environment because it demands a lot of energy to mint the NFT. And the Ethereum, from what I read, Ethereum has a carbon footprint bigger than Sweden.
It's the same as we talk about, this shopping center consumes more power than one province in Thailand. With NFT, it's true and it's not true about the energy consumptions. Blockchains, it's a chain of computer power that connects together to verify if this data set is right or wrong. It may be true if you have a lot of computer network to process some data sets and it consumes a lot of power. It's true. What it's not true is that developers, the engineers, they are aware of these topics. They are aware of energy consumptions. There are a lot of blockchains. There are a lot of cryptocurrencies that focusing seriously on these issues. We don't need 1,000 millions nodes to verify if this information is right or wrong. Maybe 10,000 is enough.
As a consumer, as a buyer, and I would like to buy NFT, but I'm also concerned about environmental impact. Can I choose a type of coin to buy the NFT that I like? Is it my choice or it has to be according to the platform?
Most of the platform are aware of this. They are upgrading their systems to be more eco-friendly, to be faster. And then this is under the development, but it's not the buyer choice to choose. Of course, you can choose which chain you would like to use, but it also depends on the platform.
So it is something that could develop into a positive direction if more people are aware of it and more demand from the consumer for the environmental friendly side.
That's good because when your platform are using eco-friendly blockchain system, it can be their selling points.
NFT is such a new domain. With enough pressure from consumers for more environmentally friendly coins, the development of NFT and cryptocurrency can be socially and financially useful without having high price tags on the environment. Let's change gear and look at another digital creation that complements, or should I say help spur the growth and expand the possibility of NFT in the virtual world.
Absolutely, yes. Now people are buying up, there's lots of talk about real estate in metaverse. Even Sotheby's has a gallery in auction house in the metaverse. So it's like another showcase where you can showcase your things and actually buying it too. Before, if we talk about metaverse or you can go in there, you can browse it. Yes, it's fun like a game. But now this time around, you can go in the metaverse and you can actually buy things there too.
That was a comment from Shane, an NFT curator. How about a perspective from a techno-savvy Ponpan?
With Nintendo, when they have their games, they have the art toy for the games. Like Nintendo, they have Zelda. Nintendo released minifigures with Zelda posing with the sword, Zelda riding horses, or Link with Zelda together doing something as a minifigure. But Nintendo was very clever about these minifigures because Nintendo just embedded NFT tag inside the sculptures. So the game player can use these minifigures as a function items to be used in the game, and these minifigures can enhance some of their skills or can produce some rare items that you cannot obtain from the game. And nowadays, NFT are also being used in metaverse and games as well. So when you create some characters, these characters, it looks like a minifigures in Nintendo Switch. You call it amiibo. It's a minifigure that has functions. So with the metaverse, you have these minifigures, and you can buy these minifigures as an NFT. At the same time, these minifigures NFT can be used as the avatar in metaverse. With different NFT, it has different abilities. When some artists create their work, some of their arts can become an avatar on the metaverse as well. So NFTs in the metaverse, it's not just about appearance, but it's also about the hidden features behind it that can be utilized.
If I ask a very basic question, can game player also buy this character without NFT?
It depends on which platform. There are a lot of new platforms. They integrated NFTs and metaverse together. Sandbox, Division Network, Decentraland, those metaverse were created under a concept of blockchain. So all assets means everything that appears on that platform are NFT. If you would like to appear inside the metaverse, you also need to have your avatar. And of course, your avatar needs to be an NFT, and you can own more than one. So imagine if you would like to climb a cliff to reach the Everest, you may need some avatars that has a cold resistant. So if the artists think about it, maybe they can create their artworks that looks like some Eskimos or some hero that wear a warm suit that can resist to the cold, and they can adapt their art into the metaverse as well.
In this episode, we have talked a great deal about the benefit and how NFT will shape the art world. Looking at where we are today, the whole setup has a long way to go in terms of the marketplace, the security, and the perception of people. As yourself also a digital art creator, do you see the pitfalls in NFT art at its current stage?
The market is flooded. When the market is flooded with a lot of contents, it's very difficult for someone to enter the market, but it's also difficult for them to shine out. It's the same as on YouTube today. You can put yourself on YouTube, but it's not guaranteed that you will be famous, you will be popular. And it's the same as an NFT market. You can be there. To make money on NFT market, you have to have a plan, to have some strategy. In the NFT market, I see a lot of NFT pieces. I don't know if I can call it art or not, because a lot of them were created with the objective of making money, not to convey any message. Another pitfall that I told you before is the security. Like being hacked, or how can you store your collection securely? If you own a lot of expensive NFTs and they are all gone in 3 seconds, then your whole collection belongs to someone else.
It just will take a little bit of time to explain to people. There are still people who refuse to know about NFT at all. And another extreme is also people think, oh, this is a Ponzi scheme. It has that element to it. You get in the market first, the value is like buying stock at pre-IPO price, and all of that is also the same thing as happens in financial market. Many aspects of that has translated into NFTs. Also, like somebody famous want to drop an artwork, there will be insiders who get them first. So it's also a curator's job to educate buyers or people who are interested to understand many of things. They will have to know or learn if they get into NFTs. Digital art or digital collectibles, NFTs, they can be, let's say, museum shop things. Not everything is millions of dollars. It is like 200 baht, a few thousand baht or 1,000 baht. There are also nice digital things. So you can have it for fun. It doesn't have to be speculative all the time. It's just a few things you want to enjoy on your phone, showing your friend, oh, I have some NFT. This is a nice animation. That's it.
This episode has demystified certain aspects related to NFTs, the capabilities, the potential applications, the metaverse, and how they are reshaping the art industry. I hope you learned something new and enjoy the discovery as much as I do. Thank you for listening and see you again in the next episode.